What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown, former big league, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. And listen, man, I want to say happy Tuesday to everybody, man. September, October 20th. All right. Man, I can't believe a week from tomorrow, man. A week from tomorrow will be 2 years to the date I did my first ever show, man. So it's a special, special time. So 2 weeks, I mean, 1 week from Wednesday, tomorrow will be 2 years. All right. And the crazy part about it, 2 years ago when I did my first live, the Dodgers was in the World Series, which they will be, maybe it should still be going on the World Series. What up, Chipper? What's good? What's good, baby? All right. I think if I'm not mistaken, Bubba, that's probably you from Alabama. I think it doesn't come up. Joe, what's up, family? All right, what's good? What's good? I remember 2 years ago, October 28th, I did my first live show, and the Dodgers was playing the Red Sox, and I remember I did it during the World Series purposely because I was nervous and I felt like all my baseball friends and my boys that I play with will be watching the World Series. They wouldn't be on Facebook, so I decided to do it about 7, 8 o'clock at night during the JD. What's up, family? All right, during the Tasha, what's good? What's good? They would be watching the World Series and not paying attention to the Facebook Live. So that's when I did my first Facebook Live 2 years ago, October 28th. So hopefully to have I'm trying to get one of my first ever guests on. I didn't even reach out to him yet. So hopefully I could get him on. I'm gonna try to get LIU Brooklyn's head coach, Dan Perillo. He was my first guest I ever had on the show. And it was a debacle. It was, the audio sucked, but, there it is. We still have some of the same problems 2 years later, but it's done a little bit more cleaner. I done went from doing it on a cell phone and trying to figure out how to get him to join in the Facebook Live to doing it on Zoom, and now we StreamYard. I'm able to do it on multiple platforms, man. Ernie, was good? Family, was good? Was good? So, man, we've come a long way, basically, in a nutshell. So, shout out to I've gotten a lot of love, man, from PA. What's up, What's up, P? So we it's been a lot, 2 years coming, a lot of guests, a couple of them are on here right now. Show my boy PJ and people that be chiming in. I'm hoping to get Mississippi Valley State recruiting coordinator on and kind of get going over here. But the amount of people, the amount of parents, the amount of even some that's on here now that I've spoken to, helped and chopped it up, and you meet great people, and I'm continuing to meet great people, you know what I'm saying, through this live, through this streaming, through this, platform that, you know what I'm saying, that has, this platform this has provided me, you know what I'm saying, to, a mom in Kentucky reaching out. Shout out to Trisha I met this past weekend. I met, on the live, to Tasha that's on. We talked behind the scenes a couple times, to Chipper who saw me on live, who son ended up playing with me, you know what I'm saying, last summer, and friend of mine now. And just talking to a mom early today, and talking to two or three sets of parents that, now behind the scenes working with them on the recruiting side. And, Salasa, what's up? And Will Gilbert and Nadine, and just helping their kids, giving them the best advice, and they helping me, you know what I'm saying. And that's what I was on the phone today, and giving me advice or what I should do next to enhance and just continue to. Shout out to Nadine, on here. Shout out to that will help me enhance my business, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's all love, it's a one hand washing the other. The type of people that's been, reaching out, today I got a couple emails from parents that wanted to, what I'm saying, have them help me. And, Javier, what's up, baby? I can't figure out how they don't have gray hair. I need some of that water you drink. I got the grays, man. They in there though. You know what I'm saying? They just mixed in, man. You know what I'm saying? I just, man, you know what I mean? I try to get them out of there as quick as possible, but in about 2 days, them grades gonna come in, So, but anyway, my whole point is, man, I just, um, I really love what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I always share stories. I was talking yesterday to a scout friend of mine. I played with him back in the day, and another scout friend of mine with the Dodgers gave me his number, and I just gotten around calling him. I was trying to get him to get to Atlanta. I was going, try to do something with the scouts and stuff here in the city of Atlanta, and small enclosed stuff. So hopefully we can work that out and make it happen. But I ain't talked to this brother in about 15 plus years, man. And we got on the phone and we talked like two high school girls, man, for almost 2 hours, man, and talked everything about the game. He's been scouting on the pro side, meaning like he scouts, potential trades for the Dodgers or like the Dodgers. He had been scouting the Astros just in case the Dodgers was going to play the Astros. That's how this game goes. So, you have a set of scouts that, so let's just put it like this. So the Dodgers, right? They had two sets of scouts. They had a scout watching the A's. The A's. I'm sorry. the Braves or the who was the Braves playing before? I can't think. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? They had two sets of scouts scouting, two separate teams just in case they play. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he was doing. And I appreciate you, Tasha. Thank you. All right. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely this is so anyway, we just, he was out there working and the Astros didn't make it, obviously. So to the World Series. So he had to go to West Palm. Anyway, we just caught up for 2 years. And I was telling him everything I was doing and stuff like that, man. And he was like, he was just, it was just a great catching up with an old friend of mine. And also telling him what I'm doing with the young dudes, man. He was like, man, I love what you're doing, man. And, I think that there's something that, like, yo, even though you're doing the pro side of things, you know what I'm saying? Because technically I'm still employed by the, pro team, you know what I'm saying? But, he was like, yo, you still doing God's work, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, and I told him, I said, yeah, listen, I love, obviously the pro game has been what I've known for. I've been in and around the pro game for 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying? 22 years to be exact, you know what I'm saying? I'm 40, years old, all right? I'm going to say my name, right? But ever since I was 18, I've been in and around the pro game. Even when I technically wasn't around the pro game, I was around the pro game. You see what I'm saying? So, he was like, yo, regardless of the new kids and the technology or the young kids here and there, like that's 22 years of experience. Not even talking, leading up to the point of, playing in high school and stuff like that, but just far as from a professional baseball experience, I've been at this since I was 18, you know what I'm saying, since a teenager. So basically that's all I know, you know what I'm saying? I've done different things here and there, but this baseball world, and I know technology, I'm talking to people from Australia to the Mississippi to California and everything right now, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy, right? But the technology has changed, but the game, the technology within the game, we talked about that too, has changed. But dealing with people, dealing with, young athletes and dreams and wanting to, help parents fulfill those dreams, you know what I'm saying? That's something that, I get a kick out of and that would never change, you know what I'm saying? Because, my parents that are on here now, their kids in the next 10 to 15 years, hopefully they have a great career and go on to play in major leagues and stuff like that, but then be another set of kids, you know what I'm saying? Just like it was when I was 18, and I done went through 2 or 3 different generations of kids, you know what I'm saying, within this baseball world, right? So it was just a great, conversation I had with him. And it just made me appreciative of what I do really have, the platform that I have where I'm able to have the college side, right? The pro side and, and the amateur side, you know what I'm saying? The last, 5 to 7 years, I've been heavy on the amateur side, you know what I'm saying? But the pro side, like I said, this guy here has been scouting for 10 years. I've known him for almost 20, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the college coaches that a lot of them I'm meeting, but some of them I'm known for, whatever. So it's just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? To be able to have different, chunks of people, the college coaches and the kids and the parents and the, the scouts and the front office and the, whatever, man. So it's just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and, you have to realize what your blessings are. And, my mom and my daughter's mother would tell me all the time, baseball is always your blessing. You know what I'm saying? So you could do whatever you want to do, but baseball is always going to be your blessing, regardless if I'm playing it or helping somebody else fulfill their dreams of playing, baseball. So anyway, that was my preaching moment. All right. So I go on today. I had a conversation, another, right? That's all I do, just share stories, right? So I'm trying to get a couple of college guests on, college coaches on here. But on the flip side, I had a conversation with one of the dads this morning, and great dude. And we just chopped it up for a little bit. And his kid is in the active, trying to get, in schools and stuff like that. And he said he had this conversation with a coach down in Florida. He said he didn't want to tell me the school, but he said in a nutshell, he was like, yo, this coach, and I heard this conversation from a friend of mine who's a coach too, but he ain't just say it so bluntly, but he was like, man, D, man, he was like, this college coach told me that if a parent ain't got money, we don't want them. And he was like, especially in the game of baseball, and he was like, we don't want them. And he was like, if they can't afford it, they don't have the high level academics or don't have money, you know what I'm saying, coming into the household. He's like, I hate it, but it's a business. So he said, we're not going to give a kid a whole lot of scholarship money and all of that. And the parents ain't going to really come to the table with anything, right? He said, we'd rather go to the junior college route and pay two junior college kids, the same amount that we give that one college kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a high school kid. All right. D, your wealth of information. Thanks for sharing on every level. There needs to be more like you, no doubt, man. I appreciate that. All right. And he was just saying, like, um, he was like, yo, he just put it flat and blunt, just like that. And I was like, Dad. And I was like, I hear these things behind the scenes, but again, you would think that, now if your kid is a high level, level kid, then money doesn't matter. It ain't no different from if your kid is a high level kid. When it comes to travel ball and stuff like that, if you really play it right, high level kids don't pay. You know what I'm saying? If now if you don't necessarily know your kid is a high level kid, then you're going to end up, paying. But somebody, who values your son's talent, he'll flip that bill. You know what I'm saying? I've done it when I ran my programs, you know what I'm saying, on one or two kids that I felt like needed a little bit of help financially, but they were cold. They were like, top whatever on my team. And these are younger teams that I had, and I done it. You know what I'm saying? So all giving strong discounts and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So, again, saying no different on the college level. You know what I'm saying? So the higher the talent, the more that they're willing to, whatever. But if you are a decent, talented kid, especially at a D1 caliber school, and if you're really coming to the table, and again, I'm just telling the story of what my man was saying, and he just put it bluntly. But I just, it's one of those, it's it ain't right, you know what I mean? But it's what they feel. And so when you start seeing in the background, you be wondering, Cynthia says, I'm grateful you started this. No doubt, Cynthia. So many of our brown skinned boys are left in the loop. Great players now have an opportunity now, and I'm grateful God placed us in your path. Cynthia, same thing to you, saying no doubt. Cynthia out in Louisiana, shout out to you. Steve, what's up, baby? All right. So, sometimes, and then some, and it's I don't want to put this in and just speak for every coach. I don't want to do that. But we all know, right? Especially when it comes to, black, kids and stuff like that, and parents and stuff like that, automatically is they figure, I wonder what their money situation is, right? So again, it's all about familiar faces, familiar whatever. So when you get these power fives and you get these, I'm in the trenches every day talking to different sets of coaches from different levels and stuff like that, right? But their mind automatically goes to, all right, how much am I going to need to get this kid into school? Because they do that with every kid, but then they automatically think, how good is this black player? How good is he going, what I'm saying, to reach out and, give him so much, right? And I don't want to make it on race thing, but it is what it is. So, automatically they feel like, all right, I'd rather go, because we all know, let's keep it 100. I don't care who, white, black, Spanish, everything like that. I don't care the type of money that's being spent out there. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ran showcases. I charged what I charged and everything. And it baffles me. You know what I'm saying? But then when you go and got to pay $2,000 or $2,500 to get in some tournaments and stuff like that, that baffles me too. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, you kind of, it's like you have to charge what you have to charge to get into these tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that when I was running my program, man. So, man, when you see the country club aspect of baseball right now, what it is, hopefully it'll change. You know what I'm saying? it's just a separator, you know what I'm saying? And I peeped this early, and I was just like, yo, this is what it is now. If you got the money, you can essentially pay for your scholarships, you can pay to get on top of whatever, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing is happening, right? So when he said that this one, I was like, yo, it's crazy. He said that. I don't know if the coach is white, black, enough. I don't know, but it's the perception, is, the reality where, it's a country club sport. So most of these kids that are at these tournaments, some, if you're high level, again, you're playing for free most of the time. You're high level. But if you are decent down, that doesn't mean you can't play at a Division I. That doesn't mean you're not good enough, but you're going to be paying thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying, to travel and play and get in front of these coaches and stuff, where, again, on the flip side, they're going to be looking at, the white, brown, the black, the Spanish. It don't matter. Like, yo, how much money am I going to have to kick out to get this player on my school? All right. It's human nature. And I hate to say this, not human nature, it's such a wrong thing, but just the way we kind of program, it doesn't matter, black, white, and all of that, right? Because I'll be the same thing. I have my own prejudices sometimes too, right? So they see that black kid, they automatically think, all right, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say that, but they're going to be like, yo, how much, more I got to do to get this kid in my school, where I can go over here and see this white kid and be like, yo, it ain't going to be as hard. Or I can go over to the junior college kids where I'm like, I know he's already in school, grades, he's going to be ready to play right away. I could get 2 junior college kids for the price of 1 white or black, you know what I'm saying, high school kid, right? So when he said that to me, it was very bluntly, he just bluntly put it like that. And I was just like, yo, it's just crazy how this game is, man, how this whole thing works, man, because, again, there's never no return on investment, you know what I'm saying, from any parent, you know what I'm saying? So I heard you coming to Texas. Hey, man, that's right. I'm coming to Texas, man. Be good to see you, man. You peeking your head up there, man. So I think Waco will probably be closer to you. You know what I'm saying? So, Manny, man, I hope you, come out there, man. One of them, Dallas or Waco. Be good to see you, Manny, man. He's, speaking of 2 years ago, starting this thing, Manny was some of my first, one of my first guests, and some of them not on the show, but like one of my first listeners, man, the first 3 to 4 months of doing this. So shout out to Manny out there, man. It'd be good to see you and meet your son. And he's got to be a 2021 now, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Or 2022. You tell me. But anyway, that's the beauty of this. You just meet guys and meet people, and I ain't seen Manny's name in a while, man. But it's been about a year. But anyway, I hope to see you, brother. So, and my whole point of this whole story is just basically, in a nutshell, man. It all comes down to money, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, if you got a little bit of bread, you got a little bit of money, and now, COVID kind of messed everything up, because it made everybody backlog. But on the flip side of it, you can still get in, you know what I'm saying? But if grades and money is the best remedy, unless you are just a, right. All right, Manny. I'll see you. Hopefully I see you, man, in Waco or something. Those two. If you got grades and money, you know what I'm saying? In this baseball world, football is different, basketball is different, but baseball, grades and money, you are okay. All right, because they can give you a little piece of scholarship, they can give you a little piece. Lawrence herself, family, Cali in the house. So, just remember that. And I hate to say, you know what I'm saying, like, there's a lot of minorities that got bread, but it's the perception sometimes, like, how much I got to go through to get this kid, you know what I'm saying, in school. And when I talked to that parent this morning, it was just like, yo, it's crazy, man. Like, that coach said that. I don't know if that coach is white, black, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what I wanted to do, though, and again, I hate making race and all of that, whatever, but it's the reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna sit and act like, I am just, I feel like I'm a high percentage. I made it to the major leagues, no doubt about it. But I think my chances was even harder because, where I started, where I'm from, and, originally from, and the color of my skin, and, all the choices and the direction I could have went, right? Every kid has that, whatever. But, minorities have, a little tougher way. I never use my race as an excuse. I never will. I know it's tougher here and there, but sometimes I don't feel for, people that, I feel like you have every opportunity, you know what I'm saying? We all know it's going to be harder. You just face it and go, you know what I'm saying? It don't feel good and all that type of stuff, but just like women have it harder in certain instances than men, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then, certain, it just comes with the territory. I would never sit there and being in maybe baseball, maybe that, you know what I'm saying, where it ain't no crying in baseball, ain't no whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's your back is against the wall, and you just got to do it. Let's go. All right. Let me see this message, man. I'm learning JUCO was a better course route for my son. He is doing well in school and is on point. I think if we went Division 1, 2, etc., his transition would have been a struggle. Money wise, we've saved and what we could over the years because of what you are saying. It's what happens out there, no doubt. All right. I love JUCO baseball. Course is like one of the, I don't even say it's one of the major reasons I love JUCO, but it is a major reason. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's a lot cheaper to play JUCO baseball. Some of those JUCOs get full rides, got all the money in the world, depending on where you go. All right. Everybody knows, I'm a JUCO advocate. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I just learned this. I mean, I say within 2 years, I've learned this from having these guests on there. So, Ernie, I'm just, you know, I spoke to many of dads the last year, and these are very Division 1 caliber kids that I'm like, yo, take your butt to junior college. You know what I'm saying? When is the Waco Showcase? I need work, Mr. 7,000. All right, the Waco Showcase is in my boy Mr. 7,000. All right, shout out to him out in Atlanta out there. All right, boy can throw all day. All right, but it's November 21st, the Waco Showcase. You know what, Lawrence, man, you did. What's the closest airport to the Showcase field in Waco? Lawrence and my boy out in California. That's the beauty of this too, man. I got a dad call me about Orlando, was mad. He was coming away from Chicago down to, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta, Virgin Islands. They were coming, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the beauty of this platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, people coming in from all over, man. And it is very humbling to me. You know what I mean? When I hear some of these people where they're coming in from. And so, man, it's so to answer your question, Lawrence, I don't know the answer. So I know Dallas is about 2 hours away. I heard Austin, Texas is about 2 hours away, but my boy, usually Jimmy, is on here from Waco. Hopefully, if anybody knows that Texas route, anybody from Texas, Manny, tell me, my boy Manuel, Manny, what's the best closest airport to Waco? I don't even know if Waco has its own airport because I didn't even buy my ticket yet. So I need to know too, to be honest with you. Yeah, Cynthia, good to see you. All right, I hope I see you too, Cynthia. Being Waco, I hope to see you there too. So, but Manny, I know you live out there in Texas. What's the best and closest airport? I should know that, but I don't. I didn't even make my ticket yet. So I just got my Dallas one for next week. But so post that if you're still on here, Manny, so I could tell Lawrence or whoever is gonna be flying into Waco, because I know my boy over there, Kylene, Texas. All right, is that the best? Is that the closest one? Where is Kylene? You got to fly into that. You know what I'm saying? He luckily was awarded a small amount, Division 1. Don't want to spend money on academic risk. My boy had coaches speak straight up with him, and he stayed focused. No doubt, man. Congrats, man. Any money's, is cool, man. I'm just talking about the mindset of some of these coaches and what they feel, man. It just kind of, all right, Don, I appreciate you, man. All right, Don says Dallas, Fort Worth, or Austin. That's what I was thinking too. So, I think Houston is maybe 3 hours away from what I was told. So 3 hours is a little tight. As a matter of fact, I got a mom from Houston driving up to Waco, and she's going to stay overnight. You know what I'm saying? So, to answer your question, I heard Dallas and, Austin. So that's why I mentioned those two cities. So I think even Dallas is a 2 hour ride, if I'm not mistaken, Don. So, all right. So CT, yeah, man, no doubt, man. I'm sorry I missed your call, CT, my boy out in Australia that's going to be doing this with me. All right. So let me say, Salosa said, Kylene is a small airport. We flown into Kylene, Dallas, Fort Worth is an hour and a half. All right. Appreciate that info. Thank you. So there you go. All right, Lawrence. I hope that helps right there. All right, that helps me. So thank you, Salosa. I appreciate you. But all right. So listen. Let me see. Chipper says, so many people search for the gift, that when they find it, they fail to recognize their flaws, so they continue to work on their good and instead of working on their flaws. No doubt about it, man. And in this game, man, that's what it's all about, man. It is definitely the higher you go, they will expose your flaws. That's the name of the game. That's why I talked about my scout friend, right? That's what he does. He just basically goes through all the lineups. He goes through all about and talks about their flaws, how to attack that hitter, how to attack that pitcher. Okay. And that's a chess match on the highest level. Now, college is like that now. Some high school levels are like that now. They got charts and stuff now and everything for all these guys, man. But in the major league level, you best believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to the series before, if you played the Yankees for 3 games and you struggled against a down and away fastball and you went, 1 for 11 that weekend, you best believe the next 3 games you facing the Indians, they're going to pound you down and away. And then if you can make the correction, like say the second game, you make the correction, you get them to 2 or 3 games, you best believe that scout, that's the White Sox scout who you're playing next, is at the game charting like, okay, he's hitting the down and away fastball, he's pitching this way, boom, 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 boom. And that's what it is. It's a constant chess match. All right. You get 1 to 2 games the most of correcting something that they got you on. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's certain pitches and stuff that's going to give you, trouble all the time. But when you are, that's all part of the chess match of baseball. And that's the part that I love, you know what I'm saying, of the game. It's a tedious, it's a boring game at times here and there. But what I love, everything about the baseball game is that chess match between pitcher and hitter or base running and stuff like that. It's nothing more exciting and challenging than trying to figure out how they're going to get you and you getting out. Scouting reports at school, but once you got to execute that scouting report. So, hitters, if the pitchers make their pitch, for the most part, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be out. Hitters, you get paid or you get scholarship money or whatever. You don't get paid on their pitches. You get paid on their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get money or scholarship money. I'm going to keep it on that, on a amateur level, right? You know what I'm saying? You get paid scholarship money on the mistakes pitchers make. You don't get paid on hitting their best pitches, all right? Because if they make the pitches, you ain't hitting, okay? So the very good hitters don't miss mistakes. The so-so hitters, miss a handful of mistakes. The no good hitters, they chase bad pitches and they don't hit mistakes. They miss the mistakes. So that's when you get the low, whatever. So that's all mechanics. That's all the hitting lessons is about. That's all the thing is just having a mechanically sound approach to hitting mistakes. That's all hitting is. All right. Our pitcher is not necessarily about the velo and all of that. All a pitcher is trying to do is get you off balance. All right. The higher you go, 100-mile-per-hour fastball will get timed up and squared up unless you move it around and change some type of speed. 100 miles an hour ball will get turned on at the highest level. You saw your boy Chapman get turned on. All right, game-winning home run. All right, throwing 100. You know what I'm saying? It's Omar. What's up, man? It is what it is. So anyway, I'm going off talking about this pitching and stuff like that off the topic, but I wanted to just let you know your talents and mistakes and good, bad, and different. Baseball is one of those. They will expose your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So if you're feeling insecure about yourself, about your talent, baseball will expose that. All right. If you because you could be macho and bravo, all you want, facade, but that inner person, baseball will expose that thing quickly. All right. You have given us and so many others hope since experiencing such delays due to COVID, especially 2020 grad. No doubt. All right. This all, this second part, I'll say the year, because I took the 3-4 month, I was going on sparingly. My listeners know, but these since April, I've been going hard. And it's all because of COVID, because A, I had the time, and B, the coaches had the time. And I just started seeing the messed up part of this whole, I feel sorry for 2021s, man. I feel sorry for the next 2 to 3 year classes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel sorry, man. It's like it's already hard to get into college, but now it's like even extra. You know what I'm saying? So But saying that, there's still opportunities. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to Salosa a little earlier. Her son is at a post grad. I never even just, I want to say maybe 12 to 14 months ago, I never even heard of a post grad, but that is a valuable option. You know what I'm saying? You just got to pay, you know what I'm saying? Tamika, what's up? What's going on? Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a valuable option. They're, we were talking about how many that's out there right now, with a mom earlier. And again, I didn't even realize how many is out there right now still. All right. Cause it's still fairly new to me. But again, those are options. Then you got junior college, and there are still schools that are looking, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to make sure that, and I want to put this out there for my parents that are still listening in, all right? I want to put this in your ear because I had this conversation, and everybody's, I dealing with this at my showcases or on here. They all kid want to play baseball. That's what they say. And my parent made an excellent point. All right, because Jeffy, what's good, family? I got your messages and stuff earlier. I'll go through them all, and I appreciate the information. If he made it such a good point. We, meaning, basically the nature of youth baseball right now, and we used to sometimes used to get me so mad, because again, I know parents are paying a lot of money, right? But we used to have, it's 1 or 2 fields, and when I had my travel teams, that was raggedy. I loved it. It reminded me of New York sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think the Dominicans are so nice with their hands? Do you think they play? I mean, they got academies now, but until you make it to the academy, do you think they fields is plush? Like even you got turf and ground balls you could take. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, when they get to America, now they got these academies. Before they had the academies and stuff, like they had to wait to get to the United States to find those plush, pro type infields. Now, you got 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-olds playing at U-Trip in Melbourne, which used to be an old spring training site for the Marlins and stuff. They're playing at. So you got, every field we go to is turf, and it's, the infields are pretty much, 7 out of 10 fields, 8 out of 10 fields, nice even fields, you know what I'm saying? And, Cherise, good to see you. I got to reach out to you. Got to get you on here. So, these is plush fields, you know what I'm saying? And so, parents, y'all paying thousands of dollars on your travel teams and traveling all to these nice, perfect games. And it's like, I'm looking at it like, damn, like it's better than the A-ball fields I was playing in the minor leagues, and better than so-and-so field. You know what I mean? I'm like, these fields is plush. All right. So then you out here training and in these showcases, and this field is nice, and the nice ground balls is coming up to you, bouncing nice. Some of them are turf, you know what I'm saying? Boom. I ain't played baseball on turf till I was in the major leagues. Real talk. I'm sorry. I played a couple of turf games in the minor leagues, but major leagues is when I, first really started playing, you know what I'm saying? Real turf fields, right? But now it's like it's every other field, especially in college level, they all turf. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's plush fields. And the dad was like, it's hard, man, when these kids is playing these plush fields and they go to a lower level college, even though the school wants them. And, the field ain't all the way looking right. The stand, you know what I'm saying? It's a lower end college and stuff. He said, them kids, he's like, and he said it, his kid too. He was like, yo, some of them rather walk away from the game, you know what I'm saying, than play at a, because they've been eating steak, and now they got to go down to the, hamburger helper. You know what I'm saying? And grind it out, even though the college wants them. Right? Because we all want college. My kid wants to play in college, but certain colleges, y'all like, nah, it ain't even worth it. And he put it so bluntly. This is dad that his kid is uncommitted, and he said it. You know what I'm saying? He put it bluntly today. And I was just like, so I said, your kid would rather walk away from the game and then go play at a lesser school that has, the facilities ain't all of that. He's like, yo, D, these kids been spoiled, man. And I was just like, they have. Let me ask, how y'all feel about that? You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about, you know what I'm saying? Because we all gonna scream and holler about, man, I want my kid to go to school. I want my kid to go to school. But what happens in your high school field and your high school facilities is better than the college? Are y'all done? Are y'all finished? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if it's about playing in college, Is it about playing in college or but say what it is? It's because we always want better, right? We always, I read this book and it's a mindset, it's a status thing. You know what I'm saying? So we always want what we perceive to be better, right? So will we go to D Brown Showcase? You better say yes, but some won't. Some may be like, I'd rather go to Perfect Game because the perception, the perceived is Perfect Game is better. It's a higher level. It's a better event. It's more spicier than D Brown stuff, right? Or I'd rather go to D Brown stuff than go to a local right? You know what I'm saying? It's we want necessarily better. So now you're talking to me about a nice high school field, nice facilities, or halfway decent, and now you got to go to another school, that's in college, and it could be the city could be whatever, and then the facility and the field and all of that. But they may have your major and everything, but the facilities ain't all up to par and all of that, right? What would you do? You know what I'm saying? I'll put it out there because the parent told me today, he's flat out. He's like, my kid got to make a choice because he walked away, was not impressed with the field, and almost to the point where he said his kid was like, yo, he'd be willing to walk away from it. Really? Right? Because everybody on here want their kid to play baseball. All right. But now we get in now when the decisions are made and the tough whatever, it's like we can't do better than this. You know what I'm saying? If this is the only school, one or two schools, and let's say two or three of them are raggedy, you know what I'm saying? And I say raggedy meaning like it's college baseball is another level, it's part of the 7%. All right. You're playing at the next level. The fields ain't up to par. And what? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to walk away from the game because of that? What are you going to do? Especially after you playing into the Perfect Games tournaments and the PBR tournaments, and you're playing in the college, lights and all these high level tournaments and stuff like that. What you going to do, man? You know what I'm saying? What you going to do? All right, let me hear some of these comments. All right. Jeffrey said, if they want it, they have to learn to adapt. No doubt, Jeffrey. Mine better take that scholarship and get on it. I hear you, Cynthia. I hear you. Man, I'll take that hamburger any day. Keeps you grounded and know where you came from. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Heck yes, they need to play on good and bad fields. It's all about overcoming adversity and learn to read the field. Doc. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, man, it's funny you say that. I asked Ty about Jackson. He said they have a mound. I said, yep. He said, it's my house. I love it, man. All right. The turnout you're getting for your showcases are impressive. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. I don't even know who. I'm hoping, obviously, somebody that was there. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. My son adapted, went from mid-major D1 to JUCO with the field that needs a lot of work. He's playing every day in full ride. Shout out to Sharice. All right. That's what I'm saying. When a parent tells me that, like, and I understand, trust me, like we, kids, parent, do you think that's when we gotta like step in? I mean, even though the kid may not be happy, and like aesthetically in the beginning part may not be happy with the field and all that, because all our kids want D1, all of our kids want the best and want, whatever, top notch everything, right? I remember when I was in high school, I love Miami because they had 7 uniforms. You know what I mean? Obviously, they had a really good team, right? But they had 7 uniforms, right? The University of Miami baseball team had 7 uniforms, and I would, me being 17, you know what I'm saying, thinking like, man, of course I was a top-notch program, still is to this day, but back then, they were really, really good, and I was thinking like, man, 7 uniforms. Oh my God. Cause we think on a, from a kid point, we think on a small level, right? Everything is, looks and whatever. So I probably would have been like that if I, thinking and I wasn't even playing on these type of fields that these kids is playing on now. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids is playing on plush fields to the point where I was telling you about my travel team with these parents and the kids would be complaining. And I was like, what is wrong with this? I said, so what? Yeah, the lawn need to be cut a little bit and it's bumpy. So what? If you can catch a ground ball in this, you damn sure can catch a ground ball on the tournament we're going to play this weekend when it's all turf. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to catch a ground ball over here. You know what I'm saying? See what these cats from Dominican and Mexico and the hood and all of that have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's a country club mentality, man, with this sport. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same way that happens when our school wants this kid, but the kid been playing on, you know what I'm saying, plush fields. He playing high level. He playing perfect game in Atlanta's and the Florida's, and these are pro fields that these kids are playing on. You know what I'm saying? With these, you get paid people to keep it plush. You know what I'm saying? And now your parents are paying for it. You know what I'm saying? You're paying thousands of dollars a year for these, for your travel teams and stuff like that. So I get it, but there's some schools out here that want you and need your help, but their facilities are not up to par. So you're gonna make a tough decision. All right. It's like, yo, do I really want to play college baseball? I gotta step my, whatever. All right. Because I promise you, even my high school wasn't all that nice. You know what I'm saying? But some of those fields I played in A-ball, shoot, my high school field was better than them. All right. Dugout small, Winston-Salem. Now they got a brand new stadium, but back then it smelled like tobacco in the air, and it was right off of Wake Forest campus. The dugout was this small. You had to walk a mile and a half. You know what I'm saying? It felt like to get to the clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Nasty, just raggedy, old Nashville minor league, AAA with the guitar, raggedy. Locker room, nasty, small. You know what I'm saying? Field bumpies, I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? These are pro side. Now everything is new now, for the most part. You still got some old stadium. People love Comiskey and Chicago and all of that, Boston and all of that. I hated those fields. I hated them. I hated Fenway. I hated let me put it like that. I never played in Wrigley. All right. But the outside looking in, and for what everybody else told me and all of that, now people get enamored by the ambiance of the field. All right. Boston field outfield was hard as a rock, bumpy, uneven. All right. The seats was all tight like this in Fenway. The locker room small, right? You tell me, man. I don't know. And these are high, and these are, historic sites and stuff. You call me high class when it came to that, because I was like, this is Fenway, was it up? I'm like, anyway. I'm just saying, man. That's like high school kids sitting on the bench on a team that don't need them, but won't go to a school that help them and they can start. Bobby, amen, man. Again, what do we do as parents? That's what it's about. So I'll give you, we kind of, asked that question. What do you do from a parent side? Now what would you do from a parent side on that? All right. Because do you go to maybe it ain't the plushest school. Education, education is the same, but it's not the plushes, meaning that it's not a 9 or 10 school, it's a 6 or 7 school, but the high school program is okay and you get to play every day. Do you keep your kid in a 9, 10 and sit on them on the bench? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? You keep them on that 9 to 10 level high school, and because I had a lot of parents like that sitting there complaining to me about the coaches and my kid don't play and all that, and I'm like, why don't you go over here? No way, no. I said, but don't complain then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You can go right down the street, private school that'll, either you want to pay or go to a public school that'll you can go right now and play. No way, no, I'm why are we complaining? Man, it's just not right. I'm like, what do you do? That's the same, to me, from a parent standpoint, that's the same way when a kid's like, I want to play college baseball, but they go see the field ain't plush and the facilities ain't all of that, and the kid's like, I don't want to play. I'd rather walk away from the game. Do we step in then as a parent? Even though he's got to be there 4 years, he may be whatever. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all do, man? You know what I'm saying? But Bobby, I agree, man. I agree with that statement too. They also learn to care for the field. No doubt. All right. Chipper said the minor league is grimy, so you better get some mental strength. You have to, man. It ain't, man. I mean, and rightfully, the dad told me earlier, like, man, his kid is about academics, and so I want to put that into the mix too. So if he kind of know that major leagues is not really a long-term plan for him, you know what I'm saying? Then in a dream of his, it's about academics. Then I could rightfully, be like, okay, I understand that you're gonna look at these fields and stuff like, because your end goal is different from most, a lot of other baseball players. I'm gonna say most, but most baseball players want to play in the league. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at it of, this is what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So, man, if you can't play in one uniform more than one, no matter, kids, Kids think that they need more than one. You're right, Ernie. You're right. And again, it's 17-year-old thinking, 16, 17-year-old thinking. Is there a lot of two-way players coming out to the showcases? Lawrence, man, that's a great question because I talked about this yesterday. All right, to my showcase. If they're legit two-way guys, more power. Come on. I'll take anybody anyway, but I talked about this yesterday. All right. If you are a pitcher, and you a high-level pitcher, meaning like, not just you come and help your team out from time to time, but if you really are a pitcher that also plays a position play, then you legit two-way guy. But if you kind of just help your team and they need you pitching wise, and what I was seeing in my last showcase, what I was seeing was it was a lot of, in the beginning part, because again, we only had 15, 20 guys say their primary position was pitching. So, but what happens is their friends and everybody lined up and start pitching and stuff. And they're like, well, I want to pitch. I pitch too. So then it becomes, I'm restless. I don't want to wait around no more. I'm here. Let me just get on the mound. You know what I'm saying? That's the wrong approach, to take. So then when they go out in the outfield and infield, and, because they were restless, they couldn't, they're impatient a little bit. And I understand it's nervous energy. You just want to play and move and do something. But again, it's about showing. So because they may go and throw really, really good, but you deep down, you're not a pitcher. You know what I'm saying? You just help your team out. They may throw halfway decent, but they don't put their best effort in the field and all of that. So to answer the question, yeah, there are guys, but I'm not going to say that, they're like straight legit. Out of the 70 kids I was out there this weekend, on Saturday, I would say roughly, 15 to 20 were like straight legit, can do multiple, we had guys in every position. They took it upon themselves like, yo, it's a workout / tryout. I'm going to go in every position, show what I got. That's not the right approach to take. And if you don't play no damn shortstop or infield regularly on your high school team or your travel team, whatever, even if you have to, even if you do it, understand the level. You know what I'm saying? Just understand, if you playing on a not so high level travel team and they need you to play everywhere, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But don't think on a showcase level when you have to, like when I played middle school, junior high, up to junior high, and ninth grade. I played shortstop, and then I would spell every now and then. In ninth grade, I played a little bit of third base. All right, and as a freshman in high school. Past freshman in high school, I never touched the infield again. I would never go to a showcase, and all the showcases I used to go to, the pro scout showcases, I never went in the infield to show what I got. You know what I'm saying? I would just come from the outfield, show, boom, boom, throw my balls over there, hit, and do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew deep down, I didn't, nobody ever told, obviously on my high school team, I moved from the infield and whatever. But as my sophomore on, I played outfield all the time. So I never went in the infield knowing that I could, I could catch a ground ball and shortstop and throw across the first base, because I did it leading all the way up to ninth grade. I was a shortstop every level. I caught a little bit, pitched a little bit, hated pitching, but I did all of that. But I would never do it on a showcase atmosphere in front of these scouts and coaches and stuff like that, where they're evaluating. My point is, let these coaches and these evaluators like myself and scouts and stuff evaluate you at your best position. If you're legit two-way player, then show it by all means. But if you just kind of sporadically do this and sporadically do that and all of that type of thing, and again, I know most parents feel like, man, we paid our money, man, go out there and show what you could do for me, because you're coming from a good space, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, do everything, show them everything you got. But that's not the way to do it, you know what I'm saying? All right. Josh, what's up? All right. I grew up at Greer Stadium in the late 70s and 80s. Which was that, Greer? Was that is that the one over there? And I was talking about in North Carolina. You know what I'm talking about over there. Is that what it was called? I can't remember that. It might be, because I think it sounds familiar, man. All right, let me know. Right? These kids train indoors with music and nobody up to bat. Then I get outside in March and October and can't pitch a strike for the life of them, man. Spoil, no live work, won't go outside, put cleats on in the perfect game, call them the top prospect. No doubt, man. It's a different way of game, man. Different way of game. All right, great. Great point. No doubt. All right. Ivy, what's up? What up? All right. Remember, Bill Gates started Windows in the garage. Nothing starts with perfection. Take the opportunity and make the most of it. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. And I hope, listen, man, I trust every one of you parents that's talking right now, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it may come down to your kid. You know what I'm saying? And um, the facilities may not be right, the atmosphere, the school, and you're gonna have to make some tough decisions, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you're gonna have to realize like how bad do you want your kid to play, or how bad does and then most important is how bad does your kid want to play college baseball? So you know what I'm saying? Again, it's about not where he wants to go, it's about who wants him. You know what I'm saying? It's not about where he wants to go, it's who wants him. You see what I'm saying? So we can want to go wherever. We can want to go to all type whatever, but it's about who wants him. All right. And I share this story all the time, man. Rutgers in Maryland gave me my first scholarships. Rutgers was they scrubs like they are now. They were 0 and 11. New Jersey was cool, but and Maryland was like 4 and 6, 4 and 7, 5 and but Maryland had a little bit better storied program football wise. You know what I'm saying? And they offered me my first 2 scholarships after my sophomore year. And my mom was like, oh, that's just the beginning. You know what I mean, man? And Florida State going after me, and Florida's going to be after me, and Michigan, and all the, I had these visions and dreams just like y'all kids do. And we all been there, right? And then certain schools will call me, give me a little love, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little, wet my tongue a little bit, put that steak out to USC and the Michigans. I get a phone call. I'll be like, yo, they want me. It came down to it. Here it is 2 years later. I already poo-pooed Maryland. They've been blowing me up, trying to get me on campus and all. And I'm like, no, I'm talking to Florida today. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Man, my senior year came around for various reasons. College football teams and, started falling off the table. And, certain schools are scared because they knew how good I was in baseball. And baseball was knowing how good I was in football, and the draft was coming up. So all these big time baseball schools are dropping off the table. All these big time football schools is getting different kids and not calling no more and all of this. So here I am, to the point where I had all these schools calling me just 3 months earlier. Now when it's crunch time and I'm supposed to go on these campuses and lining up my recruiting trips, they all dropping by the board, all of them, baseball and football. All right, for various reasons. Draft, they started realizing how high I may go in the draft, and the money was going to be enticing. And football was worried about, my baseball, and college baseball was worried about football and all of these things. And they ended up just kind of, and to the point where Maryland, I was like almost like, hey guys, remember me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember that offer you gave me 2 years ago? Hey, I'd like to take that visit. Really? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, they still open the door for me. You know what I'm saying? Getting all of my feelings. I ain't no different from y'all kids. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's that same mentality of, really, that's the field I got to play on. But it's about who wants you. Again, right? All those big time schools ain't want D Brown. Hi, Coach D. My son has the opportunity to play 5A, but we are going to stay at 3A because my son will be starting as a freshman. Amen. Amen. I love it. If your son go and ball out at 3A, all right, and play summer baseball like everybody else do, and their mother play travel baseball and ball out against them, 3A, 4A, 5A, yeah, on the high school level and all of that, it means a little something, but you make up for that in the travel ball. Like my school was equivalent to a 3 and the 4A compared to a 5 and a 6A. But you best believe my 3A school would bust most 5. Matter of fact, I would take my 5A and my 3A, 4A school. We went by class in New York at that time. So I would like to think my class, my school was more like a 3A, 4A, you know what I'm saying? If and the highest being 6A. We were like a 4A type of 3 or 4A school. But I take my 4A school, we would bust, ass, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When it comes to baseball, football, they got us. But baseball, we would get them. All right. And then definitely in the summer, I would play with all those dudes that played in the 6A. I would play with them. And, it didn't matter. You couldn't tell me I couldn't play. So anyway, my point is, Pablo, go get your son. That's right. Let him play 4 years. Let him put up numbers and all of that type of stuff. Let him dominate. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Get your son at a school where your son can play. You know what I'm saying? And again, the dad, shout out to my boy. I don't even want to call him out, but we had a nice long talk. He goes against a lot of things that I go against. And he told me straight up, man. Because he loved my advice, and he was like, and I told him, I said, listen, my advice is my advice. A lot of parents don't take it. I got a couple parents over here that did not take my advice, and it absolutely worked. That my advice, they went against, and it worked for them. And I told him, I was like, yeah, nah, they didn't. He's like, nah, they didn't listen to me. You know what I'm saying? He was like looking like, damn, D, I love you that you be straight up like that. I was like, yeah. I was like, why am I lying? You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to tell you, that they listen and lie. He's like, yo, you one of the few straight up dudes over here that, you very easily can be like, yeah, they took my advice and all. I was like, nah, they didn't take my advice. And I'm by them not taking my advice, I actually learned something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because I'm when I'm telling you, it may work for your son, it may not. You know what I'm saying? And I always say that, I am not the end all and all that. All I do is try to give the best advice, give you the best, information that from my personal experiences or from the guest that comes on, their experiences, opinions, and stuff like that. You got to make your you got to make your decision from there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. These parents took it upon themselves. And shout out to one of my moms that's on here right now, right? She didn't listen to me. I told her son not to reclassify. And they didn't listen. They disappeared on me for a few weeks, came back, they reclassified and everything. A week or two later, more D1 schools, to the point right now they got a big time, you know what I'm saying? Power 5 school gave them a offer just yesterday. If they would take my advice, they'd be in a junior college and or in the mix of like everybody else in the 2021, still kind of hoping and wishing, you know what I'm saying? And and again, there's nothing wrong, but they reclassified. Am I a bit advocate for reclassifying? To this day, I'll still say nah, you know what I'm saying? But it make me start, thinking, you know what I'm saying? Well, maybe I need to start giving advice and telling kids, I don't, again, to reclassify. So it is what it is, man. This whole discussion goes back to mentality. My son is now thinking about focusing on sports psychology and being able to help athletes in their thought process. Listen, man, that's awesome, man. I talked about the S2. The brain cognition training with my boy Paul Phillips, man. This is all it's about, man. How quickly you're on your toes and making decisions on the ball field, laying off of tough pitches. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the environment, the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying, and all of that, man. Because the higher you go, it's not the game of baseball. The game of baseball is challenging, but then it comes everything around it. All right. Some people, baseball is a business. And once you understand that from the earliest of ages, right? Because we want to make it fun, and we have to from parents to make it for my kids, but it is a business. You just heard him. I first started off with this college coach talking about, he said college baseball is a business. All right. If you ain't got no money, all right, and if you're in a high level kid, we ain't messing with you. That doesn't mean you can't athletically and physically play out of school. But if you ain't the top 1, 2, 3 in our kid, whatever, and you don't have them, we ain't gonna mess with you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta it's a business. So you have to take that mentality in every approach that you make. You want our kids to have fun and all of that, but it is big business, man. Thousands of dollars being spent, thousands of dollars are going to be spent on, thousands of dollars being spent on evaluating your kid, thousands of dollars spent on, player developing your kid. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of dollars is going to be spent, help educate your kid. You know what I'm saying? So these are a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? So there are, people, I'm going to bring on a guest on the next day or two, I hope, and she's an academic specialist, you know what I'm saying, that deals with, getting kids in college and I'm going to bring her on, and I think it'll be a great interview. Obviously, there's a lot of things you guys are going to know, but there may be some things that you don't, but she specializes in, what I'm saying, like the process of getting to schools and getting into schools and the mentality and the money being spent and what you need to do and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be a great, she would be a great asset to have on the show. All right. So hopefully the next day or two, I can get her on the show and help educate you guys, right? You know what I'm saying? Obviously she's not necessarily a financial person because I really want to get a financial person. That's kind of what part of my master class I was talking about with the recruiting side. I want to get like a financial, like, so you can kind of pinpoint how much you guys are making, and obviously it'd be very specialized and stuff like that. But we could kind of, how much you're making, how much you're gonna need, and what's going on, and what's, what I'm saying. So you have a real plan. All right. And most of you guys are up on it for the most part, but sometimes parents either be like, two buckets. They need a little help. I could do it, or I ain't got no money. I need as much help as I can get. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't really down to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Until you're in it already. All right. But why not have a heads up about that type of stuff? Okay. But anyway, she's more on the academic side and, getting a little bit on the financial space of it. But I think she'll be a great asset to the show. So I'm kind of locking that down. I spoke to one of the coaches that, referred her to me. So we're going to, hopefully tomorrow, I can get on here. But hopefully this week, definitely make it happen. All right. Oh, Nashville. Yeah. Great Stereo. Yeah. Clay, Nashville. Yes. Yes. How can I forget that damn, the clock? I heard they got a beautiful new stadium over there over the last 5 or 6 years, but back in the day, that damn Greer Stadium. Oh, gosh. All right, cool. All right. We listening because 3 shots are better than 1, if you know what I mean. No doubt, man. All right. Appreciate you, Chipper. Yep. That's cognition for my son. I want to check it out. Yes, Ernie. All right. We talked about, making it part of a link specializing, just for you guys that, want to take the test or want. So sometime in the near future, I know in Waco, we're trying to get them down there. Waco, it's for all the camp invitees that will be coming down there. They're going to have access to taking that test. And I think it's going to be an upsell to get your results. You're going to have to pay. I think that's what we're going to work on, but at least it's there. Mark my word, in the next 3 to 5 years, a lot of colleges, if not all of them, that's going to be part of the GPA, the ACT. So it's going to be part of because we're doing it now in the professional rankings. All right, there's 10 organizations right now that use the S2 cognition when it comes to evaluating players. They're going off of this test as part of their whole gamut of getting information on these kids before they draft them. And it's happening right now on the pro side. And, it usually starts to the pro side and goes down. Okay. So the next ones, like I said, Vandy's already using this. A couple other Nashville schools, because the group is based out of Nashville. But eventually, I know Baylor's used it. All right. And a couple of them, will be on there. You know what I'm saying? So I should get on I'll try to get the Baylor coach on there. I should have went that angle about the cognition to get him on. He probably would have came on and we talked about that. But I wanted to get him on just to get him on to talk about the school. TJ has had an opportunity since 7th grade to play 7A baseball as a starter. He was challenged, but only made him more confident. Now also has become a varsity running back as a sophomore. No doubt. I mean, just think about 5-6 years of varsity baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's straight. I know other private schools and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. So, Chipper said, let's do it. What is it? It's a brain exercise. And Chipper, you might have missed when I have Paul Phillips on there, but the S2 cognition, if somebody was here to put up the site, it'd be great. But basically just evaluates how quickly you think on your toes. There's a series of small tests that they do, and they gather up a list, and you have a number. It's not necessarily a pass or fail, but obviously if you have a lower score, you got things to work on. And if they give you drills and stuff like that to work on, to get that number up. Now, rumor has it, even my organization, a kid scored extremely high, and it made him $500,000 in the draft. All right. He was already offered XYZ, but because he scored so much higher, that they offered him a lot more money than the other organization would, based off of those numbers. I know we're using it with the Pirates. All right. So, all right. Listen, that is man, right over an hour, man. Man, I love speaking with you guys. Hope you got some great information. Hope I didn't offend nobody. I just kept it 100 with y'all, man. Just letting y'all know what these coaches are speaking. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Clay. All right. So, and I know you're saying wow with the S2, they're right there in Nashville. So, like I said, it'd be something to take. I can't remember the price of it. Philly told me, but I don't think it's a whole lot. But I think it's a good, you know, test to have. You know what I'm saying? I know I want my daughter to take it. And I think he said something like 12, 13 would be the best time, to take it. You know what I'm saying? Younger than that, not so much. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to really help or benefit them because their brain is too, it's not developed yet, too young. But I think he said, 12 to 13 would be the starting point. All right. So right now they're trying to get into the juice space. They want to get into organizations and all of that. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, TC, get your son on that, man. It's right in Nashville, man. And, so it's s2cognition.com, I think is the whatever. So I think it's something that put it like this: if you score very well on it, it's not going to hurt you. All right. And if you don't score, whatever, just give you drills and stuff like that and tell you what you need to do. All right. But it is definitely, mark my words, if you have a 13 and under kid, by the time your kid is going to go through the recruiting process, it will be part of the curriculum. It will be part of the SAT, ACT, GPA, and it's going to be that test too. All right. Because they, and man, I want to make a part of my showcases and all that type of stuff ahead of the game. So when you you come to my showcases or anything that I provide for you guys, you're ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go to that school and be like, yo, I took this. Most schools right at this time won't be up on it. Pro side will be, you know what I'm saying? But college wise, you know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you, Yamina. All right, this is that's the website right here. Okay, so if you are, and I highly suggest that I don't. They're not mobile yet. That's why I'm trying to get them to the showcases. And set up a booth and everything. They have been to Perfect Game a few times. He told me, but I'm trying to make it a joint venture with every showcase that I do. It's part of, it's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Is doing this. All right, just to add that extra value to you guys. So now you have that piece of paper on top of the ACT, GPAs, and all of that type of stuff. So, because again, I believe I say this right now, mark my words, time you're 13 and under, all right, if you're 13 and under, by the time the next 3 to plus years, you will be, it will definitely be one of those, mandatory type of things where, they're going to be, evaluating it. And my boy Paul Phillips put it plainly and bluntly, where it's like, yo, it may not be the 6'5" runner and a kid with the exit velo above 90 and all of that. He may be the kid that needs to grow and be strong, but he can feel pretty good, his height, whatever. But his scores are off the chart. They know that he's a gamer. They know that they can put him on the field in any situation. He's going to excel because he scored well in these tests. You know what I'm saying? So, Charlene, what's up? What's good? All right, Erwin. Yes. He had a great workout, man. It was good to see him, man. TC says, D, do you have an ATL? Yeah. So, TC, man, I talked with a small group of high-level parents that wanted to do ATL. I'm gonna add you to the mix. So, I had a group. Shout out to my boy Mike out of Chicago. We talked about this. So, there's a couple of events coming to Atlanta next month, but I'm trying to hold one day, 15 kids, preferably very high level kids, meaning like you already committed or you're on that level. All right. I'm not trying to, whatever, but this is not about college. This is strictly pro. Okay. So that's why I was talking to my boy yesterday, Scout, a friend of mine has been in the, Scout for 10 years. I've known him for 15. I want to have about 3 to 4 scouts there or more. All right. And I just want a very small group that's on top of all this other stuff I'm doing, the showcases with the colleges and all of that, because again, this is different level. You know what I'm saying? This is, I want these guys that are coming here, I want them to be top level kids as far as like, draftable kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may not be next year's June, but I wanted to be on that level. So, obviously, TC, your son is, balled out this past weekend. I would invite him to that. But this is, it's not about getting into college or anything like that. It's no streaming, no college or whatever. It is straight hardcore scouts. And and it's up to me to find, 10 to 15 high level kids, you know what I'm saying, that, they may be uncommitted or they be committed already, but, they're knocking on the door of draft. You know what I'm saying? They're draftable kids. You know what I'm saying? It may not be next year, maybe next 2 or 3 years, but they're draftable kids. Okay. It's not a slight to anybody. I'm still doing the Waco Showcase, still doing the Dallas, but I'm going to try to put something on where a high level kid, 10 to 15, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm D, hope you lock up some of your 2021 major showcases dates over this winter. Need a good trip to WTN or West Tennessee or Texas. All right. Yeah, I know, man. You know, I'll try to, you know, we talked briefly in North Carolina in November, January. We even talked in LA. You know, my boy talked about it in LA. You know, we talked about it. My thing is I already did 0 for 2. Like I had to shut down Atlanta and the Orlando this next weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like doing that. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you know, I don't want to turn down. I don't want to say I'm gonna do something and not do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I already did that, and it's hurt a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? As far as like Atlanta had people flying in from Virgin Islands from driving down from Virginia and California. You know what I'm saying? This yesterday, my boy was coming to Florida from Chicago. I don't like doing that. You know what I mean? So I'm just, you know, my thing is going to be when I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna line something up, and it's just different. You know, this one I'm talking about Atlanta. I just wanted to be a very high level. You know, I don't care 7, 8, 10, 15 kids. As long as they high level kids, we're gonna do something like that. Just strictly pro. All right, no college. You know, it's not about college. It's not about anything like that. Just small number of group of kids, are high level kids that, you know, they may not be highly ranked, whatever, but they high level kids. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll go back to my showcases. I'm thinking about North Carolina, thinking about LA. But you know, if you guys have large groups of, you know, like I said, organization or somebody that sees the benefit of me coming in town with the streaming aspect of it, and you know, bringing in a couple scouts or so from the area to come to these showcases, holla at me. It could be small cities, it could be large cities, it could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? If it's small and feasible and it's enough time for me to plan it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then let me know. You know what I'm saying? Correction, they're not there. I'm sorry, what does that mean? Correction, they're not there. What does that mean? I don't know, Yamina. Tell me what I mean. I believe this is their website. That's not the website. Is that what you mean, Yamina? All right. So, but anyway, you know, I'll put that to the side, okay? With the small thing or whatever, but I just need to find a date and time, you know what I'm saying, and field to make that happen. So, but I'll let everybody know. Hopefully tomorrow I have that guest. All right. Hopefully in the next 24, 40, you know, definitely in the next 2 days, I'll have her on. I think she'd be a great asset. Talking about school again, I'm going backwards a little bit. You know, academic side, everything, like, you know, just, you know, I'm definitely thinking that she would be a benefit to the show and helping you guys out. All right. Some stuff you would know, some stuff that you may not. All right. So you should set something up with ASU with Coach Vasquez. I agree. I agree. You know, right now I can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not, you know, things are closed. You know what I'm saying? So but definitely I talked with a mom this morning. You know, I have ideas. I don't want to necessarily say something you know, I don't want to, you know, put it out there and then, you know, but I have something that I really kind of feel like could be done in the summer. She used the wrong word. She was self. She used the wrong word. She was self. They're not there. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Okay. My bad. My bad. My bad. Okay. I got you, Celeste. But anyway, I was talking with, you know, one of my moms about something in the summertime doing, and you know, and you know, once I kind of get something more concrete, I do have, you know, a couple of big time camps, you know, in the works. Hopefully, if we can get on campuses and stuff like that. So anyway, I think Bubba, that's you that said ASU with Coach Vasquez. Yes, no doubt. You know, Coach V is my guy. JV is a good dude. You know, he's never really said, "Yo, won't we do something together?" But I'm sure if I ask him, he will. Southern Carrick Jackson. I know St. Mary's in California. I know Delaware State. I know Northern Illinois. I know LIU Brooklyn. I know Boston College. I know I'm missing. Yeah. Anyway, those are off the top. So that's what 6, 7 schools that off the top of my head that have all invited me to do something in the summer. Okay. So well, no. I just have to plan in and see what's going on. No, I was correcting my sentence. I used the word there instead of there. All right. I missed it, Yamina. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the English majors. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, it all sounded good to me. Y'all good. You know what I'm saying? You talking to me over here, right? My education starts with ball, right? So, anyway, man, love y'all, man. Stay in tune with the different things coming up. Sign up for the Dallas if you have not. Dallas, Texas showcase. All right, this is the link to it right here. All right. We have a good turnout so far. I want more kids there. Shout out to my girl Shantae, who we have some DB face masks there for the kids. You know what I'm saying? And the parents who are there. Since it's going to be indoors. All right. She's getting that done for me, and so should be a nice little look over there. And that's what I love, man. I got some of the moms reaching out me behind the closed doors, and dads is like, yo, thinking of ways to help my brand, help me, you know what I'm saying, out, and I appreciate all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's all love here, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hope to return the favor by helping the kids get into schools and all of that type of stuff. But it's all love over here. That's what I want it to be. It's always has been, and will continue to be. So, listen, this is the Dallas. Okay, speaking of spelling wrong, as you can tell, I spelled something wrong over there, right? Put 3 L's over there. So, man, I guess it's one of those days, right? But it should be dbdallastexasshowcase.com. I put one too many L's. All right. So dbdallastexasshowcase.com. All right. So let me so please guys sign up over to Dallas. I see you over there. Waco will be November 21st. And come out to Big Texas. I'm so excited. I ain't been to Texas. Well, I came last year. I was in Dallas last July. But it's I've never been to Waco, so that's gonna be cool. Hopefully I see a couple of my boys who I haven't seen, player friends of mine who I ain't seen and talked to in years. And that's the beauty of this traveling and stuff, and get to connect and see guys that I haven't seen and talked to in a long time, man. But I love you guys, man. Let me get off this line. Stay tuned. Sign up for the Dallas Showcase, Waco, Texas Showcase. If I'm, again, Orlando has been cut off. I know one of my dads just called me, man, and he's gonna be super bad at me. But again, if it ain't done right, I ain't doing it. So I'd rather give money back and just to make sure it's done right. So we're gonna do it. For every big, like we did in Mississippi, 70 or whatever plus kids and done right and all of that type of stuff. There are, the ones that if I don't feel like it's gonna be the beneficial, I ain't having it. But I'll be working on that small group of Atlanta ones, Atlanta Showcase with the scouts and everything. I'm gonna put that together, and we'll make it happen. All right. So love y'all, man. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. You guys stay safe. Enjoy your rest of your evening. All right. Take care. All right. 1 week and 1 day away from a 2-year anniversary. Love you guys. Peace. That's right, TC. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. All right. Sun showed out. Peace and love, y'all.